Hello, my name is Fabien Delpiano from Pastagames. We're here at the Gamescom and we'll have a chat about Pix the Cat.
Okay. So talk a little about what the inspiration was for developing this game.
Oh, this game is the son of Pac-Man and Snake, happening in a sort of very strange fractal world, and you can zoom forever into the deep of the labyrinth.
So talk a little about the actual gameplay experience and what that's like.
Imagine that you arrive in a sort of strange labyrinth and you start. There are eggs all over the labyrinth. You're picking the eggs, and when you pick an egg, a duckling pops out from the egg and starts following you because you're the first thing he sees in life, and maybe he thinks you're his mother. And you start picking many eggs, so having a lot of ducklings behind you. And then you notice that in the labyrinth there are slots where you can drop the ducklings, and when you have dropped all of the ducklings of the labyrinth, then you realize that in the walls of the very labyrinth lies another labyrinth, and a warp opens in the walls and you can zoom in to an inner level where you have more eggs, more ducklings, more slots, and after a while you realize that you have that long tail of ducklings behind you, and maybe you will need to zoom out and zoom in to an upper level and down level just to keep the tail out of your way, because of course if you meet your tail you will just lose all your ducklings and they will fly back to their spots. And so it's a very speedy arcade game. The speed of the game goes higher and higher the more you play. And more you score, more the speed of the game accelerates, and after a while it's really hectic and you're just rushing through labyrinth corridors with all the ducklings behind you.
How have you worked with Nvidia in developing this game?
It's been a great experience because we're wanting to port the game to an Android platform, and we're just wondering, because our game is a fractal game, so it needs to have a high resolution just for the player to realize how deep the game is and how small the levels are nested behind each other. So we're looking for a very good Android platform, displaying on big TVs, maybe on at least Full HD, but most probably 4K, with a very good controller. And then when we look at the market, we realized that Nvidia had probably the best platform to do that.
What are your thoughts about the Android TV, the Nvidia Shield Android TV, and what that opens up for developers like yourself?
We had the game first running on the tablet, and it was a great experience. Then we realized that Shield was released on an Android TV platform, and then we tested the game on that platform, and it was even more beautiful and more fast, and we could have very crisp image, and we were very enthusiastic about the result.
So what are your thoughts about the Shield as a tablet and as a mobile device?
It's probably best in market when it comes to gaming. Especially it has a great controller, and for our game, which is sort of Pac-Man, you really need to have tight controls, and we're so happy to have that great controller in our hands to make the game run on Android.
For the Android TV, they're much more powerful super chip when it comes to the Tegra X1. What does that open up for you guys to be able to bring this gameplay to life?
Well, for us, what was really important was to have a lot of depth of levels nested in one another, and to display all of them at the same time in 4K. And so this needed quite a lot of GPU power. So we're really enthusiastic about the power that we could take from the Nvidia GPU.
What excites you as a game developer about how powerful these chips are, whether it's in a mobile device like the Shield tablet or on the Shield Android TV?
Well, depending on the game, if you have a great open world, then it's cool to see far in the distance, and for that it really changes what you can express in your game, because if you see further, maybe you can tease the player and show him something far away, and you don't have to explain him he has to go north, just because he sees the big tower in the distance, and he wants to go there naturally because he sees it. So it opens new ways, new gameplay experience. And when it comes to our game, to Pix the Cat, which is a 2D game, we had the same problem of teasing the player or what comes next. And having great GPU power allows you, in terms of gameplay, to tease the player and to show him more and to give him a feeling of being inside a very long pit of nested levels. And so it's also very cool, and gameplay-wise it opens new possibilities too.